My name is Katrina and nothing stops me. My name is Katrina and nothing stops me. I'm a coach, an author and a speaker, and I work with high-level people who would like to take serious action to change their business and life. Just because you have a destiny doesn't mean that you're going to live it. For women in particular, we grow up feeling like, just slow down a little bit, honey, and take it a little bit slower, be more realistic. And my job is really to come in and say, what you feel inside of you is real. And it's there for a reason, and not everybody is thinking this way. You want to be rich, you want to be famous, you want to live a life of purpose and have it all? Well, you don't have to apologize for that. And my clients and those who align with my message absolutely believe that, and they will not take no for an answer. My background is in fitness, and one of the things that fitness taught me is that the secret to success is to fall in love with the grind. Some people think I'm too aggressive, but I don't really see it that way. I kind of don't give a if people don't like what I have to say, but the reason is that it comes from a place of deep passion and deep caring. Don't let your shit be bigger than your dreams. You're tired, you don't feel like it, you don't know how, it's like the wrong phase of the moon, too bad. Do you want the result or not? In the end, it's very black and white. You're either going to take action and you're gonna get to here, or you're gonna stay over here living a life of bullshit. We haven't had an episode of the show of Katrina Unchained for like a few months because I've been traveling. Matt, who does my video work, has been traveling. It's all been happening. So we've got a lot of catching up to do, and I feel like in the last 2 or 3 months my whole brand has just elevated hugely. So I did a massive rebranding shoot in Hollywood. We'll show you some footage from there, and that was a huge investment financially, but also just a huge commitment energetically to really say that I'm going all in with what I'm doing with my empire building, because the rebranding process actually had nothing to do with making money online, and it was nothing to do with attracting in more of my ideal clients or anything like that, because I'm already freaking crushing it as far as being able to market to my ideal audience, and of course always grateful for more people following me and buying from me. But what the rebrand was about was around creating fame, so mainstream fame. So the whole new website, the whole new look and feel, which is not live yet but it should be like another month, the whole new look and feel is designed to make it look like when you go to that site that it looks like, oh, this is a website of somebody famous. And the purpose of it is for the gatekeepers, not so much for my current followers. So my current followers and myself and those people who love my message are definitely going to think that it looks cool, because it does look freaking cool. But it's more so that like if Forbes goes to that website, or I don't know, some sort of media agent or a high-level person from any sort of online show or real TV show, anybody at all to do with mainstream media, that if they go to that website it looks like, wow, like this chick's actually freaking high level. There's going to be a really cool little video, like a showreel video that goes onto the front page of the website, and it just basically encapsulates my message. But once again, that video is designed not so much for my current following, it's designed for the gatekeepers and for the media, because the focus over the next 12 months is exploding my brand in a mainstream fame sort of way. So I really want to get my own TV show, like a proper actual TV show, not just my own online show, which I'll continue to create, but I want to have a show that's kind of like a mix of Keeping Up with the Kardashians mixed with Ellen DeGeneres, mixed with like some high-level motivational stuff. So it's essentially like a reality show about being a rich bitch and around success and around having it all. So I'm in the process of finding a manager and an agent in Hollywood. That's going to happen really soon, and also speaking with a talent agency here in Australia. I've got client calls that start in like 5 minutes for 40 minutes. So I might sit here for 20 minutes and do one call, and then I'll jump in the car to do the second call. Alright, so I've got your sales page here. It looks a million times better with the before and afters at the top firstly. What I mean is, like, don't feel like, oh my god, I need to make sure I get through everything right now on this call because this is just a jumping off point. Like, for example, you could sit there, and I would do this, and sit there today and make a list of like 20 different possible things that you could be selling. Send it through to me if you want. But the purpose of the list is not to come up with 20 ideas that you will then obviously sell. It's more so just to energetically start freeing up your mind and getting into that pattern of thinking. To make that sort of money, it's either about really automating the fuck out of one really good thing like this program, for example, or a couple of different things, or it means you're just going to be in constant launch and sale mode, which is not a big deal, which is like easy, right? I swear by the concept of just putting time aside each day for the things that matter to you. And what that would mean is, let's say that you've made a commitment that you're going to do, for example, 15 minutes a day on lead gen. 15 minutes is the amount that I put aside for lead gen. So then let's say you get stuck on something like the conversion pixel and you can't move forward on it, but you've only spent 3 minutes so far. Then it's like, well, too bad. What are you going to do for the remainder of that 12 minutes in order to grow your following? And it might be that you would go into like my Facebook group or Ryan's or whoever's and do some kind of value-based post that's going to get attention. And then at least you feel good about the fact that you actively did something for lead gen, right? Or maybe you make a manual post and put that on your own page to send people to your opt-in, or you do a Snapchat about it or whatever. But the point is that if you're doing like 15 minutes a day religiously, and then you're forcing yourself to actually follow through and use that time, you're absolutely going to get results over time, just like any other thing in life that you put daily time aside for. All right, well, that gives you heaps to work on. Definitely get the video up and running. Do a little bit of investigative mindset work as to if there's any reason why you don't want to get into growth, but I think it's probably just that you need to lock in that commitment. Start taking action on all of this, and then just check in with me frequently and let me know when you need to talk again. Hi. Oh, jump in the car. Alright, my clients are all total badasses. Every single one of my clients is like a hardcore badass chick who just wants to crush it and dominate online, but they're take no prisoners type. So if you really want to get your ass kicked, not just in business, but fitness, life, relationships, any different area, just seriously like go through my client list and start following those women, and you'll be surrounded by badass women who are going to kick your ass. You just need to basically state the decision that I'm going all in on this. I'm going to basically remove all boundaries between business and life, show people who I am, and just remind yourself that this is full commitment. You know, like, we can do all this work to analyze why we, don't go all in on certain habits and why we do go all in on others and so on and so forth. But the fast track is honestly just kind of like I call it boot camping your mindset. The fast track is just to immerse yourself into all too fucking bad. We can analyze this, or we can just like be locked down and forced to grind and sweat until it becomes normal. Make it a thing where it's like messaging or selling or nutrition or any of these other things where you just want to give it some daily attention, right? So get this stuff up and running, but then the picture moving forward is that every single day you want to take like 10 to 15 minutes where you do look at this stuff and where you check in on your numbers, or you tweak something on the Facebook ad, or add something else into the funnel, or whatever needs doing, rather than looking at it from the point of view of now it's done, now I'm going to set and forget it, because you can't really set and forget it. So then for those sort of potential unspoken objections, you can either write something or make a video that basically speaks to it and overcomes that objection. Or if you have a case study or a story from a real client, or even from yourself, obviously, then you could use that. You need to be putting more offers out, more consistently, messaging more thoroughly. I mean, this whole conversation that we just had about not fully showing everybody who you are, even though it's like you share a lot of transparent stuff, but it makes a massive difference when you're going all in as compared with like 99% in. It's just huge, right? It's everything. I mean, aggressively selling all day, every day, obviously, as well, making sure that it's not just like one post, but it really needs to be like at least 3 calls to action a day. That's personally, for me, that's my minimum. 3 is like the absolute baseline, but it's really like probably 10 to 15 calls to action a day I'm doing. If you look at email, and then you look at Facebook, and then you look at the fact that it will get mentioned on Instagram as well, and maybe even Snapchat and God knows where else, that's a lot of sales stuff that's happening across the course of a day. Yeah, and then just anytime you want to talk with me, let me know. Just like literally anytime. I'm so committed to you getting to where you want to go. Never feel like, oh, we just had a call or something. If you need to talk to me, just tell me. Oh, it's a limited edition Chanel purse. So I'm excited about that because I've wanted a Chanel handbag for a long time. It's just one of those things I've never bought. I impulse bought a pair of Bulgari Sunnies as well because like that was like so cheap after buying the watch that why would you not? And then because I bought all this stuff, and I also spent about $1,000 on American Doll for my daughter, which was like, I feel like I should have stocks in that company, how much money the dolls cost. Those of us who are online, like my friends and I who are playing at this level, we totally know how to monetize our lives online, right? And I think that we really have that as an advantage over typical performers or people who are chasing fame, who usually are basically broke until they get their big break. So that's cool, but where people who are more like conventionally chasing fame, where they have it over us, is they understand leveraging, well, I guess the fame side of things, but even media, sponsorships, like endorsements, that sort of thing. So that's something I really want to look at, because people who are at this level, like even with the following that I currently have, are usually getting a lot of cool sponsorships, a lot of endorsements, opportunities. My little bubble over here, which is online marketing, and I know exactly how to operate in that bubble. I know how to make money in this world. I know how to market in this world. I know everything about the online little bubble world. But then you've got the whole rest of the world, and my big vision is mainstream fame and being a household name when it comes to motivation and personal development. So that's an area which I'm just starting to learn about and understand. And what I'm looking at is how do I keep everything going over here and growing and obviously in alignment and in integrity, whilst also exploding shit up over here. And the really cool thing is it can definitely work together, because anything that I'm doing to create fame is going to be of appeal for my audience down here. So I've been spending a lot of time in the US, a lot of time meeting up with really cool, interesting people, and going to like, I went to my first LA celebrity party last week, which I was invited to, and there was a whole bunch of Instagram models there who I don't know who they are, but apparently it was all very important. So that was interesting, just starting to step into different worlds. Yeah, I think that's pretty much the update. There's obviously a lot more to it than that, but you'll start to see more coming out on the show. A lot of travel coming up still for the rest of the year. I feel like my feet barely hit the ground and then I'm off again. So there'll be another US trip coming up within the next month, and Regan and I are making sure that we're going to be in the US at the same time so that we can look at some of this TV stuff together and other different opportunities together. Spent $170,000 in the last 6 days. What I've noticed, here's a little money lesson, right? I can always make more money if I have a reason for it. I'm not good at making money just for the sake of it. I need to have a purpose for it. I think everything needs a purpose. I have an office, have a hustle office now. It's exactly what I wanted. It's actually 2-bedroom apartments. It's been my dream for like 10 years, I think, to have an apartment as an office. I don't want like a boring corporate office. So it's a 2-bedroom apartment in Surfers Paradise here on the Gold Coast, and it's full oceanfront in an amazing, very high level resort. Full ocean views with a huge balcony as well, so you can do a lot of filming and videos out there, which will be cool. Haven't even seen the office yet at all. My 2 assistants, my hustle team, they went down and did the inspection, and then I signed all the documents and everything. They made a little video for me so I could see it, and they picked up the keys last week while I was in the US, and now they've fitted it all out with furniture for me as well, and they've Snapchatted a bit of it and everything, and I'm still not seeing this office, so I'm gonna maybe go and see it tomorrow. And that is one of the things that I had spent a lot of money on last week. But yeah, the money lesson is, if you have stuff that you need money for, and then obviously you've got to hustle your ass off, right? But you'll create that money, because that's very out of the ordinary that I spent so much money in the course of one single week. But the thing to understand is I didn't have any of that money at the start of last week. I don't pull money out of my savings or out of wherever I keep my money in order to buy stuff. So if I decide I need to spend like, I had to put down like, I don't know, 20 grand or something for the office last week, and then bought half of a gym as of yesterday actually as well, because why not? bought a $45,000 watch and a Chanel purse as well, handbag, purse, whatever it is. That was about $7,000. And then Lily Lucia told me off for not being on brand and said that I should go down to Louis Vuitton and get one, so I did. So long story short, I spent roughly 60 or 70 grand on luxury items for myself last week. So really stepping into that rich bitch role. I'm not saying all of that to brag, I know it comes across that way, but I really just want to share with you and impart to you that if you actually are committed to having the things that you want in your life, like if you really make up your mind, that's going to happen, right? Like if you really make up your mind, you'll definitely get it. And so for me, one of my personal challenges is I sit down at the start of each week and I write down all the things that I need to spend money on, like all the regular expenses and how much that adds up to, but then I'll put in everything else that I want. So it's not random that all of those things came into my life. It is quite full on that they all happened at the same time within 1 week. But the watch, like having a luxury watch, that's been on my kind of money list or dream list for some time now. The 2-bedroom office apartment looking over the ocean, I've literally had that in my vision for like 10 years. So if you want to elevate how much money you're making, then stop worrying about how do I make 10 grand, 20 grand, 30 grand, 200 grand, whatever it might be this month. Instead, just look at, well, where do I want that money to go? Like if you set yourself assignments and goals, like I need to have this much money for this thing, it's going to be a hell of a lot easier to achieve it. You still got to hustle all day, grind all day, obviously, but as with any goal in life, if you have a purpose for it, you're going to achieve it. I'm a coach, an author, and a speaker, and I work with high-level people who would like to take serious action to change their business and life. Just because you have a destiny doesn't mean that you're going to live it. For women in particular, we grow up feeling like, just slow down a little bit, honey, and take it a little bit slower, be more realistic. And my job is really to come in and say, what you feel inside of you is real. And it's there for a reason, and not everybody is thinking this way. You want to be rich, you want to be famous, you want to live a life of purpose and have it all? Well, you don't have to apologize for that. And my clients and those who align with my message absolutely believe that, and they will not take no for an answer. My background is in fitness, and one of the things that fitness taught me is that the secret to success is to fall in love with the grind. Some people think I'm too aggressive, but I don't really see it that way. I mean, okay, I kind of don't give a f if people don't like what I have to say, but the reason is that it comes from a place of deep passion and deep caring. Don't let your shit be bigger than your dreams. You're tired, you don't feel like it, you don't know how, it's like the wrong phase of the moon, too f***ing bad. Do you want the result or not? In the end, it's very black and white. You're either going to take action and you're going to get to here, or you're going to stay over here living a life of bullshit. My name is Kat Laterzo, and nothing stops me.